Immigration officers are trained to catch fake marriages and fake cases. In fact, I got a hold of the internal memo that shows what are the checklists that immigration officers are following to determine if your case is fraud. Right here behind me, you'll see the fraud referral sheet from USCIS. Let's take a look at some of the factors they're looking for. Number one, couple showing extreme nervousness. If you're late to the interview, that shows something suspicious. I'm wondering, what about all the hours we're waiting in the lobby for them to call us? If you don't make eye contact with the officer, that's another indicator that something's fishy. If you submit too many documents, that's suspicious. If your documents are too new, too recent, you just opened bank account last week before the interview, that's suspicious. Large age discrepancy, that's suspicious according to this. Unusual marriage history, I guess too many marriages. The list is crazy, but there you have it. Keep in mind before your next